Hello and welcome back to the Your Golden Elevation channel. My name is Dr. Osa. I'm so grateful that you decided to click on this video. There were probably 1,150 million, billion, trillion, gazillion videos on YouTube, and for you to click on my video on my relatively small channel means the world to me. So thank you so much for joining me for this conversation. This is a third video in a Power Week series. So this week we're doing Power Week. The first video gave an overview of the 6 dimensions of power. And then yesterday we talked about purpose in detail. And today we're talking about passion. So as you might notice, if you have seen a particular music video, my outfit today is inspired by Formation. By Beyonce, and it's just a little fun thing that I decided to do because, you know, that line that she has in that song that says, "I have hot sauce in my bag, swag." I actually have a bottle of hot sauce here. If you can see that it's almost empty. We put hot sauce on a lot of different things here in our household, and I just thought about hot sauce being like a metaphor or analogy for passion, and how if our passion is running low or our hot sauce is running low, we can lose the flavor, you know, of what we are trying to do in fulfilling our mission and purpose in the world. And so this video, as I mentioned earlier, is focused on passion, and passion is really like the driving force or the enthusiasm that we have behind the things that we do. So somebody could have a passion for motorcycles, or a passion for skincare, or a passion for healthy living or healthy lifestyles. And so as part of our reclaiming our power this year, we need to really tap into our passion and see our passion, I think, not necessarily only from a place of internal motivation, although that is definitely an important factor, but going beyond ego to recognize the fact that our passions are not by happenstance. They don't necessarily, they're not random, if I can use that word. They are definitely tied intimately to who we are as people, to our past experiences, to our desires for the future, and so many other aspects of our lives. So I titled this video, "What is your passion?" Because oftentimes we can lose sight of our passion and our enthusiasm and that driving force behind what we're doing, because sometimes things just need a refresh. You know, we need a refresh like anything else every now and then, a makeover, if you will, in areas of our lives that will enable us to re-envision or tap into our passions in our lives. And that requires us to take time out for ourselves. So oftentimes we're rushing through things, or we might feel overwhelmed or tired or what have you, but taking that time, at least on a weekly basis, to reinvigorate ourselves by reflecting on our passions is really important. And to understand how we arrived at that passion in our lives is really important. I'll give you an example from my life, which carries over, like, I guess, into my adult life. So when I was a kid, when I first learned how to write, which was very early in my education, thanks to my mom, who worked with me a lot on my alphabet and just writing, and I would wear her out, honestly, with asking her to teach me new things. But you know, I noticed early on that I had a passion for writing, and I would you know, write on everything from, you know, random pieces of paper, cardboard, to my grandmother's walls. And I even, like, I was really young when I did this, and my cousins, my older cousins, would tell me that I was going to get in trouble by writing on my grandmother's walls of her house with these like pens and whatnot. And at a certain point, I internalized that message that I was going to get in trouble, and so I would write on my grandmother's walls and say to myself, "Ooh, you're gonna get in trouble. Ooh, you're gonna get in trouble." almost as if I didn't care about the consequences. I was so passionate about writing anything that came to my mind. And I remember my aunt one time, my mom told me this story later, but one time when I was probably like in preschool or before that, and I hadn't learned how to write my name yet. So I knew it started with, I knew the first letter that it started with. And then after that, I just wrote a bunch of letters that every letter I could think of. I went on probably about 30 characters writing my name out. And I just look back on that as just those two stories is kind of like an illustration of like the early passion that I have for writing. And then over time, of course, a lot of my work requires me to do writing, write content, write reports, or collaborate on things that are written products. And I can, sometimes lose my passion for doing that because it becomes so goal focused. Whereas I don't just write, for creative purposes as much as I used to. I used to write poetry, short stories. I am working on a novel that's been delayed for a while just for other priorities. So it's really important to just figure that out, because if you kind of remember back to when you first tapped into that passion or earlier in your life, or it doesn't have to be anything from your childhood. Could it be something you realized when you were in your teens or in your 30s or in your 50s? But it really is a driving force that you have a lot of enthusiasm for that topic or for that activity. So I would encourage you to think back to that kind of crucible or defining moment for you, and to tap into that passion again. And one thing that I've been doing to tap into my passion again is doing more journaling. I think that helps me out a lot in terms of being able to produce some written content that has no purpose other than me expressing myself, and it's not going to be consumed by anyone, and it's not going to, necessarily have a return on investment, if you will, like a lot of my work is designed to do, but it does fulfill that goal that I have, which is to express myself through the written word. So I could go on and on. As you all know, I can talk and talk and talk, but I wanted to encourage you to engage in that reflective activity. Today, think about one area that you have passion in, or you used to have passion in, and you kind of dropped off, or it kind of dulled down, or it's kind of like this hot sauce container that barely has anything left. And re-up your hot sauce, re-up your passion for what you would like to do in the world, and maybe even discover some new ones along the way. So thank you so much for your time and your energy, and just for being with me in this moment. So I'll see you tomorrow for the next video. Stay golden, stay elevated, and take good care of yourself.